Hey everybody, Mr. Traveler here. Thank you so much for tuning in today to Travel News. Guys, we have some big news on Port Canaveral, and then stay tuned at the end of the video as we announce a group cruise that we're going to do a little later on this year. All right guys, let's get to it right after this. All right, everybody, so thank you so much for tuning in today. Guys, if we can help you book and make that dream vacation come true, give us a call at 877-697-4470, or you can book online yourself at www.mr-traveler.com. Guys, if you would be so kind, please like, share, subscribe, make sure you hit the little bell notification so that you'll be notified when we put up these videos. So thank you so much again for tuning in today, guys. So let's talk a little bit about Port Canaveral. Now, if you've been to Port of Miami and you've been to Port Canaveral, like many of you seasoned travelers out there have been to both ports, you can kind of notice or feel a distinct difference between the two ports, right? Miami just seems like it's like so much hustle and bustle. There's so many cruise ships lined up on any given day along the river there that goes out to the ocean. And then, Port Canaveral is nothing to sneeze at either, but of course, like the port is much shorter. Miami, you have all the cruise lines lined up along the one side. Port Canaveral also has, the Wonder of the Seas there lined up. They also have the Mardi Gras lined up on the side there. And then kind of tucked in the back is the rest of the remaining cruise ships towards the back of the port. And they also share the space with like some the Falcon X cargo tugs and a lot of other marine traffic that comes in and out of that particular part of Port Canaveral. So anyway, guys, believe it or not, Port Canaveral has taken over the title as the busiest cruise port in the world. They actually took the title from Miami, which is kind of hard to believe, for those differences that we were just talking about. But indeed they have. Miami came in, and this is based on passenger count on board the cruise ship. So Miami came in at like 3,988,000 passengers roughly. And Port Canaveral squeaked them out, coming in at just a little bit over 4 million. So bravo to Port Canaveral for taking over the crown. Miami, you're gonna have some work to do to catch up with Port Canaveral. But I think it's really fitting because Port Canaveral has so many different things to offer in the area. You can fly into Orlando International, you can fly into Melbourne Airport as well. But there's so many things to do right in the Orlando area with Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, whatever thing you want to do there is in Orlando, right? And it makes for a great pre or post cruise extended vacation. So I think that might be kind of one of the reasons why it drives the extra traffic to Port Canaveral. Definitely for Disney Cruise Line, right? Because Disney's right there. So they definitely have a distinct advantage right there where they have the packaging between their cruise line and their parks. All right guys, Port Canaveral, you did it. So let's see what happens this year if Miami can take it back. All right, guys, and so sticking with Port Canaveral has picked up another cruise line, kind of, sort of. So, and this may even further extend their dominance of keeping their cruise line title, but it's Marella Cruises, and specifically the cruise ship is the Marella Discovery. And the reason I say kind of, sort of is because you guys really won't be able to book them. This is part of the TUI group, which is based over in the UK, and they market this cruise as an all-inclusive type of package, right? So it comes with airfare from the UK over to Florida, the hotels, and some other things. I think there's some other things that you can add on to that as well, but in addition to the cruise. So it's really marketed for the customers from that part of the world. So it doesn't make sense for you guys to fly all the way to the UK and then get on the cruise, and fly back just to get on that cruise ship. So a little bit of an unusual situation, but you will see that cruise line on Sundays coming out of Port Canaveral. If you're in there, you'll see a brand new cruise ship sitting there. You might be like, what is that thing? We've seen the TUI cruise lines before in some of the Windward Islands, right? We've seen them in Barbados and St. Lucia and things like that. I think I have seen them in St. Martin as well. So you may even recognize the Marilla Discovery when you see it because it used to be the Splendor of the Seas back in the day. So they did buy that ship from, ultimately it came from Royal Caribbean, and now it is the Marilla Discovery, setting sail out of Port Canaveral. So that's going to be another passenger count for Port Canaveral there to keep their title. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and last but not least, thank you for sticking and staying with us here. We have a little group cruise announcement for you guys if you'd like to join us. We did this a few years back and we figured that we will try to do it again this year. We're going to do a New Year's Eve cruise. Will be a shorter cruise, December the 29th to January the 2nd. It will be on board the Carnival Liberty coming out of Port Canaveral, so very appropriate for this video. And it's going to be going to Nassau, and it's going to be going to Princess Cay, and then there will be a day at sea as well. Guys, the last time we did this several years ago, we had so much fun. We had so much fun, I was sick for like 3 days after the cruise because I just didn't sleep and I just kept going and going and going. So I definitely had to get some rest after that cruise. But we had an amazing time on board. It was the same ship. It was on board the Carnival Liberty. They do a really great job celebrating New Year's. They have the countdown out on the Lido deck, up on this giant screen. And of course, in different venues within the ship, they do a balloon drop and all kind of stuff inside the ship. Just a really, really great, fun time, a different way to bring in the new year, a good, safe way to bring in the new year if you're worried about that. You don't have to worry about drunk drivers or people shooting in the air and where bullets are going to fall down at and all that kind of stuff. You know, come be with some friends, make some new family, and join us on the Carnival Liberty this year. Again, December the 29th, that's a Friday, to January the 2nd, which is a Tuesday. Friday to Tuesday, again going to Nassau and Princess Cay, and then there's a day at sea as well. There's a 4-day cruise. We're gonna have a wonderful time, guys. Please come and join us. If please give us a call, 877-697-4470, extension 3, to book or inquire about the New Year's Eve group cruise. We hope that you can join us and have a blast with us. We're gonna have so much fun, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you so much for tuning in today. We thank you. And remember that life's short, have fun. Get on out there and see the world, guys. Bye.